Okay, I want to talk about Mayhem 2.0 and the cartel event as it's kind of whatever to me, but I'm going to give my opinion on it. If you disagree, then just hear my opinion first before you click off the video. I don't like Mayhem 2.0. I'm just going to say that right now. I think it's probably the worst thing added into Borderlands 3 at the moment. You never know, they could have a really terrible DLC. But right now, Mayhem 2.0 is limiting. Okay? The new weapons are overpowered, which I mean, sure, overpowered weapons have always existed in Borderlands. But these ones put other guns to shame. Sometimes I want to use a gun like a Skullmasher or Rowan's Call, but I have no reason to use them when the Sandhawk and the Yellow Cake exist. I'm not going to play a bunch of gameplay in the background, and there's also a strategy I figured out where if you take a cut burst of what you want, in the fish lap, you can regen ammo. I just think that's stupid. It regens so much ammo compared to something else. It regens more than see no trace. Or leave no trace on flak. So, what do I think could be changed about? I think the enemy's health actually needs to be cut down, or there shouldn't be a resistance to anything. I would also, like, if they want to keep going with this whole, new weapons out to older weapons, and just unnerf all the guns. Or buff all the guns. Because there's so many guns that I like to use, and I have no reason to use them against bosses, because they're not going to do anything. It's as simple as that. Why you ever use a Rowan's Call when you could just get the Monarch and just decimate everything? To me, it's just stupid. I like the Monarch as a weapon. I think it's better than Dictator, and it is. But I'm not going to go to Mayhem 10. I farmed all my gear on Mayhem 10, but I'm not playing Mayhem 10 from this point on. I might go to Mayhem 6 in order to beat some DLCs and stuff, because I know what all the builds are now. Every build is just the exact same thing that everyone else is running, but just add a Sandhawk and Yellow Cake and any other weapon you think is overpowered. There is nothing original about that. And people are saying that their build is the most overpowered one. It's like Borderlands 2, okay? In duels, people would use the Northleaf and one-shot the opponents. That doesn't mean you're the best at Borderlands 2 for dueling. And it's just stupid to me. Like, I'm also going to have a clip here where it's not me playing, it's Evil Assassin. Good friend of mine, he's just going to fight twice. He's just decimated some of the Yellow Cake on Mayhem 10. His Zane used to have my respect for that. I don't respect him as a player, but right now his Zane with a Yellow Cake is just something I cannot abide by. If you're watching this, Evil, I still respect you, but just no Yellow Cake, for the love of God. I'd rather the Quasar than the Yellow Cake. But, another thing is, Moses Green Tree. This is the biggest disappointment. Fish snapping up us makes Moses Green Tree completely useless. And you can't argue with me here saying, oh, Moses good health regen now. It's a bit too late for her to have health regen. 2 DLCs into the game and a Mayhem 2.0 and she finally gets health regen? By this point, most people have given up on health regen for her and just won Deathless build. And I'm still going with that. Sure, you can have more ammo regen with some health regen. And there's a whole sprint and shoot skill. I don't think that should have lifesteal on it. I think if Moses sprinting and shooting, she should do more damage. Because then it would be more useful. Because no one's going to think, oh, I'll sprint and shoot at the same time and also hit an enemy that's directly in front of me. Because if you run an explosive moves, you're not going to get your health back. You're going to lose your health and go down. And for the modifiers on Mayhem 2.0, they're kind of whatever. It's just rerolling constantly so you get what you want on a character. So for Flak, you don't want the Flawless Lava because you lose 30% damage. You don't want the Elemental Lasers because you're going to get quiet all the time, so you're going to be slowed and set on fire because of the Flawless Lava. You don't want your critical hit damage reduced, and you don't want regular damage reduced. So you basically want the Explosion, the Death Orbs, and then 2 other things that don't affect you. But then, what if you're in a multiplayer game? You know, not everyone is going to be the same Flak with the same playstyle and same gear and build, and are going to think, oh, I don't want this, this, or this. Most of our Flaks are going to be using Lobs by this point, or Yellow Cakes or anything else, and it's just stupid to me. You can all disagree with me, but right now, Mayhem 2.0 I think is a mistake. Yes, OP levels in Borderlands 2, Well, kind of whatever. OP 9 and 10 were a big mistake. Like, so many years after, we used to OP 8 and they're like, oh, here's 8 extra levels that won't help you in your skill tree and 2 more OP levels that makes it so you have to farm all your stuff again. Basically making it so you had to play for the campaign again, but that's another story. Now, I don't know if I'm gonna get any changes, but... well, that's another thing for another time. But I don't like Mayhem 2.0 in general. I like the cartel event. It's probably my favourite event by this point because it gives us a new area to explore and it's not just killing the boss 25 times. 10 times is a bit, but oh well. But right now, I think if anyone from Gearbox is watching this, I think this video needs to be brought up because by now the new weapons make all the older weapons just terrible. Why use a Maggie when you can use a Grease Trap? Why use a Roman's Cover when you can use a Monarch? Why use a Skull Masher when the Sandhawk exists? So honestly, I think what should happen is all the older guns get a huge buff to catch up with those new ones. The Skull Masher is a Jacobs. It should do more damage than a Sandhawk. It really should. Jacobs is known for the damage. They've always been known for the damage. And yeah, here comes Dahl, known for accuracy, being able to kill Leicester. And if there's one thing I had to patch, I know I'll hate this when it does happen, but if it does, great. The fish slap shouldn't do melee damage. You're already buffing Amara a lot more, and you're giving everyone ammo regen, which makes Moses Green Tree completely useless. So I think the fish slap shouldn't do melee damage. Oh, but that's good enough for my outplays. Amara's doing 1 billion damage already on Moxie's videos. So as if a fish slap is gonna help him. You know? But that's enough. That's if you don't agree with me, then sure. You can dislike the video or hate me or leave a bitchy comment. But if you're going to leave a bitchy comment or dislike the video or try and prove your point, then have evidence for it. Show me a build on Mayhem 10 with like weapons that are actually not from the new cartel event or Mayhem 2.0. Because if you're just going to argue, oh, my Zane is decimating everything with the yellow cake and stuff like that, then you're proving my point. And at least watch this video fully. But that's enough. I will see you all in the next video. Goodbye.